We're staying safe on the road on the next CNN Business Traveller.
Global risks are everywhere. Violence, instability, disease.
Clean.
Learning to fight back against travelers' risks. Training to do business in a dangerous world.
Next on CNN.
Let me update you with some breaking news.
Kidnapping those 3 young women and holding them hostage.
Now we're getting some new information on what has caused the illness in at least 400 people in 16 states.
There's no doubt we live in a dangerous world. Unstable regions, unsafe cities, unknown threats. Among the chaos, one fact remains: we have to do business in it. From the streets of Kyiv, now quiet, to the hotspots around the globe. Locations may change. Violence flares up. Governments fall down. Risk is the only constant. Today, for all business travellers, keeping safe is job number 1. So, this month on CNN Business Traveller, we're getting in, getting out, and getting home safe. Hello and welcome to CNN Business Traveller. I'm Richard Quest. This month in the Ukrainian capital Kyiv, where we're going to show you how to travel the world and make sure you and your property get home safe and sound. After February's revolution, hotels like 11 Mirrors say guest safety is now more important than ever before.
It's not the first time the Ukraine on the news with such a situation, because we had it in 90s, we had it in middle of 2000, so we're also prepared for it as mentally as any business.
Making sure the guest doesn't just have a false sense of security means ensuring every member of staff is on guard.
Importance of security starts right there, when the moment we're thinking about our client. So you can go freely out and to be safe walking around the streets and knowing that somebody waits you in the hotel and they know where you are. So we keep track on it as well. The doorman is very important. You need to be safe that your luggage is safe and delivered to the room. Secondly, it's how security works in the elevators. So we have an electronic key and opens. So in case you forgot to close your door, it starts beeping, so it reminds you that the door is not closed. So you should come back and close it.
Security means more than just physically being safe. It involves other features, like filtering the tap water to make it drinkable.
You sure?
Yes.
It's the little things that keep us all healthy and happy too. Running hotels in Ukraine presents certain security issues. There are parts of the world where those challenges are magnified many-fold. Coral Hotels, for instance, has properties in Iraq and Sudan. Inside the grounds, the Coral Hotel is quiet and refined. Everything you'd expect from a business hotel. But go outside the front doors on the streets of Baghdad and a different reception may await. The Coral is part of HMH Hotel Group. By any standards, one of the gutsiest players in the hospitality business. HMH has 17 hotels across Iraq, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, as well as the home in the UAE. The chief executive, Laurent Vavenel, knows the places where he has his hotels are volatile.
I don't always sleep 6 hours per night, that's for sure. I spend at least 45 to 1 hour per day just to read the news about all the, the locations where potentially our hotel could be in target. Anytime something is happening in a hotel, we immediately be informed by the general manager who call us, just because, again, the security of the staff and the security of our customers is our main priority.
This Baghdad hotel is a good example of the strategy. It opened outside the green zone 2 years ago, when the threat level was lower than it is today. As the risks have risen, other hotels have stayed away.
We just wanted basically to go to some countries where we will have less competition. All these big guys were not as hungry as we were. These big guys don't need to fight as much as we have to fight in order to get the business.
This is high risk. There are examples aplenty where hotels and guests have been targeted. In 2008, in Islamabad, the Marriott was bombed. 54 people were killed. Then later that year, the Taj in Mumbai was attacked. Hostages were taken. At least 160 people died. HMH has not been spared either.
We were in Syria, we had 2 beautiful properties over there and 2 other construction, and the hotel was totally destroyed by the war. When you're running a business in a very difficult situation, like a very difficult or sensitive country like Baghdad, you have no place in the world which is bulletproof. None. If they want to, they can. The only thing that you can do is to make it so difficult for you or so difficult for them to attack you that basically they will go to somebody else which is easier because they have less security. Metal detector, bomb detectors, all the security measure, gates, you name it, we have it over there, and plus.
There's one key factor that Voivenel believes has lowered the risk to his hotels. HMH follows strict Islamic principles. No alcohol is served in any of the group's hotels.
We don't want to have to do anything with alcohol, and it will also put other customers and our associates at risk because potentially, it will be perceived as a provocation.
Laurent Voivenel has all the problems of any hotelier worldwide. Oh, and one more. Sometimes he can't visit his own hotels.
We try to invite them also in Dubai. I just finished the budget meeting for all the hotel, and Baghdad was supposed to come this morning, and they had basically to cancel the flight because of the situation there. So, it's never easy. It's challenging, but it is manageable.
When a secure hotel may not be enough, these men are the front line in keeping you safe. Executive protection, bodyguards to you and me, are essential.
Top executives of our really big companies, they badly need this service to assess first all the threats and risks and to eliminate it before they arise. It might be both kidnapping their family members, it might be physical pressure, injury, wounding, sometimes even killing.
Have your guards ever actually had to physically intervene?
Of course. Probably one situation out of 30. Sometimes it's just physical influence. Sometimes it's weapon.
You're putting your life in the hands of these guards. So, it's helpful to know how they stay one step ahead. It's compulsory training. It's twice a week, and it keeps their skills and the knives razor sharp. So, time to protect me.
Terrifying.
We all need to be a little bit paranoid now in our business. The only fact we have, no one of our clients got killed, and that's the best statistics for us.
Now it gets serious. Protecting the principal on the streets. Welcome back to Business Traveller in Kyiv. Alex from Top Guard is with me. Alex, you've kept me safe in the hotel. Now we're on the street and an entirely different set of rules apply here.
This part is most complicated for our guys. Those who want to assault you, they will never do it in a fortress. They will always choose the lightest and the simplest way to attack you. In the street, it's the simplest and the less predictable way. For our guards, it's kind of a nightmare because it's less predictable and a less defended place on Earth.
I really want to take a picture of this chap. It's very interesting. Now, how are you going to move me along?
No, we're not going to move you alone unless we see some kind of danger. The first and the main objective for the personal security staff is to evacuate the client as fast as possible.
Add in a genuine threat and all bets are off. You do as you're told.
Run, 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 run.
It's not graceful, they're not gentle. Only one thing matters, keeping you alive.
Right now we are moving with two cars, a security car and the client's car.
Driving in convoys a delicate dance between lead and backup. The backup blocks other cars from approaching. It allows the lead to pass by uninterrupted.
You have to obey and to follow all the rules. But you can break a little rule, let's say a red light or take the wrong way on the road, but to save someone's life.
In Kyiv, such convoys are mid-level security. When the risk level rises, extra steel is required. And these are the men making the machines that'll keep you safe in a war zone. Sculpting, welding, filing a couple of centimeters of solid steel. This steel will stop a bullet. Armouring vehicles begins by stripping them back to bare bones.
Firstly, you develop the armoring with the wood, and then you make the design of these, and then the plasma cuts the armored steel and you just weld it as a suit for the body.
Once one is complete, the design is computerized, and then mass production can begin.
We can produce about 100 per month. It depends on the order.
Really?
Really, it's not a problem for us.
100 a month?
Yes, we can.
That's quite a lot. Part of the reason you only cover the bits where a bullet can do real damage.
We armor the engine compartment from the inside. This cover is not armored.
Right.
And we armor the compartment where people, the crew is sitting, the guards inside. This middle compartment is armored.
Heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Inside this vehicle, it's no frills. Now this is what you call an armoured vehicle. The lack of visibility is quite amazing, but the actual vehicle itself is quite easy to drive. While Practica's bread and butter might be armouring for the military, a civilian in a no-go zone is much more likely to see the inside of one of these. An armoured executive vehicle, most often a Land Cruiser. Just like military vehicles, it's essential to ensure every nook and cranny of the cabin is armoured. What's different is with the private car, you hope the vehicle looks as normal as possible. How much weight does armouring add?
About 700-800 additional kilograms.
So the whole thing's nearly a ton when it's finished?
Yes, mostly. That's why we need to reinforce the suspension and the brakes.
Who needs an armoured vehicle? I mean, the Prime Minister, the Minister, the police.
Bandits, sometimes. A businessman, depends on the problems that they have.
Do you ever ask them why they need an armoured vehicle?
It's so private. Often I didn't know who is my customer. Sure, only the guards were coming, the representatives, and that's it.
They're not bomb-proof, but they'll keep you safe from an assassin's bullet. And the glass. Now, what will this protect against?
It protects against Kalashnikov and also sniper rifle.
It's amazing. $100,000.
Yes, something like maybe 85.
A discount for cash.
Yes.
Coming up, how to respond should risk become your personal business.